Meditations by Marcus Aurelius offers timeless wisdom and practical guidance on finding inner peace, living virtuously, and navigating life's challenges with resilience. We'll cover the entire book in a few minutes. Book 1, Debts and Lessons. Think about sitting down to write a heartfelt thank you letter, not just to one person, but to everyone who shaped your life. That's exactly what Marcus Aurelius does in Book 1 of Meditations. He reflects on the virtues and values imparted to him by mentors, family, and role models, a tapestry of wisdom woven from the lives around him. Marcus's grandfather Varus taught him decency and a mild temper, laying the groundwork for composure. From his mother, he learned the beauty of generosity and living simply, unburdened by pretense. His tutor, a reminder not to lose oneself in trivial competitions like chariot races or gladiator games, but to focus on meaningful pursuits. But this isn't just a thank you note. It's a powerful reminder to us. Think of your own mentors, their patience, their sacrifices. Have you ever paused to reflect on what you've inherited from them? Marcus's reflections encourage us to actively embody these traits: self-discipline, humility, wisdom. A practical takeaway: spend a moment reflecting on the people who've influenced you. How can their lessons inspire your actions today? It's not just about saying thank you. It's about living in a way that honors their influence. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Book 2, On the River Gran Among the Quadi. Picture this. You wake up, and before stepping into your day, you remind yourself that you'll face challenges. There will be difficult people, arrogant, dishonest, or ungrateful. But instead of frustration, you decide to meet them with understanding and patience. That's the mindset Marcus Aurelius advocates in Book 2. Written while stationed with his troops on the River Gran, this chapter captures the Stoic philosophy of resilience. Life, Marcus reminds us, is fleeting. Why waste it on vanity or distraction? Instead, focus on the present and align yourself with the natural order. Even life's adversities, he argues, have a purpose. They are opportunities to grow stronger. Consider this. Have you ever faced someone who tested your patience? Maybe a meddling coworker or a rude stranger. What if, instead of reacting, you paused and saw their behavior as a lesson in tolerance? Marcus teaches that life's difficulties aren't just obstacles. They're part of a grander, harmonious plan. Actionable advice? Begin your day preparing mentally for challenges. When they come, remind yourself, this is part of life's design. Adversity isn't here to defeat you. It's here to shape you. As Marcus might say, even the surliest people have their place in the tapestry of existence. Book 3, In Carnuntum. Imagine standing in a remote outpost, surrounded by soldiers, with the quiet hum of nature as your only companion. This is where Marcus Aurelius, stationed in Carnuntum, penned some of his most profound reflections on life's brevity, nature's beauty, and the inevitability of death. Marcus reminds us that time is not infinite, a fact we often ignore until it's too late. Every day, more of our life is used up and less of it is left, he writes. But he doesn't present this as a grim truth. Instead, it's a call to urgency, a push to stop procrastinating and focus on fulfilling our purpose. He warns that even if we live longer, our capacity to understand and act may fade. So why wait? In this chapter, Marcus also finds beauty in unexpected places. He reflects on the charm of imperfections in nature, like the weathered bark of an old tree or the gentle decay of fallen leaves. These aren't flaws, but evidence of life's continuous cycle, a reminder to appreciate the world's inherent harmony. Finally, he confronts mortality. For Marcus, death isn't an end to be feared, but a transition in nature's grand design. Imagine how freeing it would be to approach life with that serenity, to act without fear of the inevitable. The lesson? Treat today as precious, appreciating every imperfection and every fleeting moment. Embrace life fully, not in spite of its brevity, but because of it. Book 4. Turning Obstacles into Fuel. Now picture a roaring fire. The more fuel you throw onto it, the brighter it burns. This is the image Marcus Aurelius uses to teach us how to approach life's challenges in Book 4. Every obstacle, every hardship, he says, can become fuel for growth if we allow it. Life is filled with disruptions, deadlines, conflicts, unexpected twists. But Marcus sees these not as barriers, but as opportunities. He writes, "Our inward power, when it obeys nature, reacts to events by accommodating itself. It turns obstacles into fuel. Think of a time you faced a setback and emerged stronger for it." That's the essence of Marcus's teaching. Challenges don't diminish us, they forge us. Yet strength alone isn't enough. True freedom, he argues, comes from within. How often do we wish we could escape life's noise, dreaming of retreats to beaches or mountains? Marcus reminds us that peace isn't a destination, it's a state of mind. You can get away from it anytime you like, he says, by going within. It's a powerful idea. The world may storm around you, but your inner calm can remain unshaken. This chapter also emphasizes the importance of living in alignment with nature. To Marcus, every moment offers a chance to act with purpose and integrity. Think of it like planting seeds. Each decision you make grows into the life you'll live tomorrow. The takeaway? View life's hurdles as stepping stones. Cultivate inner peace through reflection, and ensure every action is rooted in your highest values. Like the fire that burns brighter with each log, you too can grow stronger with every challenge you face. Book 5. Rising to Life's Purpose. Picture this. It's early morning. The sun barely peeks over the horizon, and the last thing you want to do is leave the warmth of your bed. Marcus Aurelius begins Book 5 with this universal struggle. He asks, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work,' as a human being." For Marcus, this isn't about drudgery. It's about fulfilling your purpose. Life, he reminds us, isn't about comfort or ease. It's about embracing the responsibilities that align with your nature. Imagine a bee refusing to gather nectar or a river refusing to flow. Just as these follow their purpose, so must we. Marcus challenges us to see our duties not as burdens, but as expressions of who we are meant to be. But life is full of distractions. Criticism, social pressure, and minor annoyances can pull us off course. Marcus advises shrugging them off and returning to what truly matters, acting with virtue and clarity. He writes, "To shrug it all off and wipe it clean, every annoyance and distraction, and reach utter stillness." The takeaway? Start each day by reminding yourself that your work, however mundane it seems, contributes to something greater. Ignore the noise of external judgments, and instead, focus on aligning your actions with your principles. The path to fulfillment isn't about avoiding effort. It's about finding meaning in the effort itself. Book 6. Harmony in Nature and Life. Consider the world around you, the steady rhythm of waves, the cycle of seasons, the endless ebb and flow of life. In Book 6, Marcus Aurelius reflects on this natural harmony, urging us to live in tune with it. Nature is pliable, obedient, he says. Everything follows its course without malice or harm. So why, he wonders, do we resist it? Marcus reminds us that fulfillment lies not in external rewards, but in consistently doing what is right. Whether tired or well-rested, admired or criticized, your duty remains the same. He writes, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter." Think of it like a ship captain steering through a storm. The winds may rage, but the focus remains steady on the compass. Death, too, is a part of nature's plan, a natural assignment, no different from life itself. Marcus urges us to approach it with the same dignity and acceptance we bring to life's other challenges. Instead of fearing change, We should embrace it as an integral piece of existence. What can we take from this? Reflect on the interconnectedness of life and strive to live in harmony with its flow. Prioritize doing the right thing over chasing fleeting comforts or accolades. And when you face life's final assignment, approach it with grace, knowing it's just another turn in nature's grand cycle. Book 7. The Cycles of Life and Resilience. Think about walking into a vast library filled with books from every era. As you leaf through their pages, a surprising realization dawns. The stories, though dressed in different details, tell the same tales: love, loss, triumph, and despair. This is the essence of Marcus Aurelius's message in Book 7. Life's events may appear unique, but at their core, they're repetitions of the same patterns that have always been. Marcus urges us to keep this perspective in mind, writing, "No matter what happens, keep this in mind. It's the same old thing, from one end of the world to the other." This understanding isn't meant to diminish life's significance, but to free us from being overwhelmed by its challenges. The awareness that history repeats allows us to focus on what truly matters instead of being consumed by trivialities. Another key lesson in this chapter is resilience. Life's obstacles and the actions of others can often shake our equilibrium, but Marcus insists that our inner strength is the key to remaining unshaken. He reminds us, don't be ashamed to need help. Like a soldier storming a wall, you have a mission to accomplish. Even the strongest among us require support, and seeking it doesn't diminish our resolve. It strengthens it. Marcus also reflects on the interconnectedness of all things, comparing life to a vast, holy web where everything is woven together. When we see ourselves as part of this greater whole, our actions naturally align with the harmony of the universe. The takeaway? Recognize the cyclical nature of life to avoid being bogged down by fleeting concerns. Build inner resilience to stay focused on your purpose. And remember the interconnectedness of all things to find peace and unity in your actions. Book 8. Humility and Purposeful Living. Now, imagine standing before a mirror, not to adjust your appearance, but to take an honest look at your character. In Book 8, Marcus Aurelius invites us to do just that, to examine how closely our actions align with the principles of fairness, courage, and self-control. He emphasizes humility, acknowledging how far we are from perfection while still striving for alignment with virtue. Marcus challenges the tendency to chase after external achievements, reminding us that true virtue lies within. Be satisfied, he writes, if you can live the rest of your life, however short, as your nature demands. Think of this as clearing away distractions to focus on what really matters. Awards, recognition, and material possessions may glitter, but they can never outshine the steady glow of inner character. This chapter also explores the inevitability of death, not as a morbid fixation, but as a guide to prioritize meaningful actions. Marcus says, nature controls it all, and before long, you'll be no one, nowhere, like Hadrian, like Augustus. Reflecting on the transient nature of life can help us shed anxiety over trivial matters and inspire gratitude for the time we have. So, how can we apply these lessons? Start by regularly asking yourself if your actions align with your values. Are you acting with courage, fairness, and self-control? Let go of anxieties about external events. They are beyond your control. And above all, use the knowledge of life's brevity as a compass to focus on what truly matters, ensuring that each moment is purposeful and aligned with your highest ideals. Book 9. Justice, Truth, and the Power of Virtue. Consider a world where every action you take contributes to the harmony of the whole. That's the vision Marcus Aurelius presents in Book 9. He emphasizes that justice and truth are not just lofty ideals. They are the very foundation of nature's harmony. To deviate from them is to break the natural order. Marcus writes, injustice is a kind of blasphemy. Nature designed rational beings for each other's sake, to help, not harm, one another as they deserve. Think of a community where everyone contributes selflessly, helping, supporting, and building together. That's the ideal we're called to embody. He also challenges our instincts to chase pleasure and avoid pain, declaring these pursuits morally neutral. It's not the sensations of pleasure or pain that matter, but how they shape our actions. Virtue, he argues, is the only compass worth following. To prioritize fleeting pleasure over integrity is to betray our nature as rational beings. Lastly, Marcus reflects on the interconnectedness of all beings. Like threads in a tapestry, we're all part of a greater whole. Cooperation and mutual support aren't just nice ideas, they're necessary for harmony. The lesson here is clear. Commit to justice and truth, even when it's hard. Question the impulse to prioritize comfort over virtue, and embrace your role in the grand, interconnected design. Every choice, no matter how small, is a chance to contribute to the greater good. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Book 10, Embracing Nature's Flow and Life's Transience. Think about standing in the middle of a rushing river. You could fight the current, exhausting yourself, or you could flow with it, finding peace in the movement. In Book 10, Marcus Aurelius teaches us to align ourselves with nature's flow rather than resist it. Everything that happens is either endurable or not, Marcus writes. If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Life's circumstances may be challenging, but our ability to endure is a gift of the rational mind. By reframing challenges as opportunities to grow, we unlock a sense of peace and purpose. He also urges us to focus on what truly matters. Distractions, desires, and external pressures can pull us away from our path, but Marcus reminds us that clarity and purpose lie in staying rooted in the present moment. When we resist the urge to chase fleeting goals, we make room for what's meaningful. Finally, Marcus contemplates mortality. Accept death in a cheerful spirit, he says, as nothing but the dissolution of the elements from which each living thing is composed. By embracing death as a natural part of life's journey, we can live more fully in the time we have. The takeaway from this chapter? Accept life's circumstances with grace and focus on what's within your control. Resist distractions, live with purpose, and let the inevitability of death inspire gratitude for every fleeting moment. When you align with nature's flow, life becomes not just endurable, but profoundly meaningful. Book 11. The Virtue of Kindness and Self-Improvement. Imagine you're in a bustling marketplace, surrounded by people with their quirks, flaws, and virtues. It's easy to judge or criticize, but Marcus Aurelius, in Book 11, reminds us that the better path is one of kindness and self-reflection. He says, to do harm is to do yourself harm. To do an injustice is to do yourself an injustice. It degrades you. In other words, the way we treat others is a reflection of our own character. Marcus urges us to focus on improving ourselves instead of dwelling on others' shortcomings. Picture how much energy is wasted in criticizing someone else when that same effort could be directed toward your own growth. He advises, don't let your imagination be crushed by life as a whole. Instead, approach each challenge as an opportunity to align your actions with virtue. At the heart of this chapter is a call to action. Marcus warns that injustice isn't just about harmful deeds. Inaction in the face of wrongdoing also contributes to harm. This highlights the responsibility we have not only to live virtuously, but to uphold fairness and honesty in our interactions. The lesson here is simple but profound. Treat others with kindness and honesty, even when it's difficult. Focus your energy on your own moral development, and remember that every action, no matter how small, can contribute to the common good. In doing so, you'll align with nature's order and create harmony within yourself and your community. Book 12. Living with Purpose and Embracing Mortality. What if you woke up with the thought, what if today was a bonus an extra gift of time. In Book 12, Marcus Aurelius asks us to live with this sense of urgency and gratitude. He writes, "Think of the life you have lived until now as over, and, as a dead man, see what's left as a bonus." It's a striking perspective, one that transforms each moment into an opportunity for purpose and virtue. Marcus concludes Meditations by reflecting on the fleeting nature of life. Everything, he says, is destined to change, to perish, and to be transformed. So that new things can be born, he adds. This isn't meant to provoke despair, but to inspire us to focus on what truly matters: our character, our actions, and the impact we leave behind. He also warns against clinging to material possessions or external achievements. Imagine holding on to a handful of sand. No matter how tightly you grip, it slips away. Marcus reminds us that true value lies not in what we own, but in the quality of our soul. Finally, Marcus speaks to the inevitability of death, urging us to face it with calm and dignity. Don't act as if you're going to live 10,000 years, he says. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. By accepting mortality, we free ourselves from fear and find the courage to live authentically. The message of this final chapter is clear. Live each day with purpose, gratitude, and virtue. Let go of material distractions and focus on building a life of inner strength and authenticity. And above all, embrace the impermanence of life, using it as a reminder to make every moment count.